And that's why I don't eat carrots anymore.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Dude's Brunch, a podcast about popular culture and breakfast food, but not necessarily that order and never at breakfast time. I'm your host, Taylor, and for brunch this morning I had an omelet with potatoes and cheese and chorizo, and it was delicious. From Cincinnati, Ohio, Tyler Reed, what did you have for brunch today?
Chorizo is a fancy way to say sausage, you fucking hipster. I'm doing all right. For brunch, I
Not
had
chorizo, all right.
right. For brunch, I had Chipotle every day. Because I recently started working at Chipotle, and so you get a free burrito every time you work, and so I definitely take them up on that offer, and that's pretty much my main meal of the day. I've been trying to concoct a ideal breakfast brunch, lunch burrito. It does not involve the hot sauce, and
What?
no, listen,
That's my favorite part.
listen, I do love it when it's like a dinner, but if I'm like working, I don't want a hot sauce. I don't need like any like unnecessary bowel movements, no surprises, you know. I don't like wanting a heartburn, any unexpected things that happen. So I want this to be smooth. I want it to feel good. I want this to be a burrito that.
That's the most sexual thing I've ever heard anybody say about a burrito. I want it to be smooth, not hot, not coming up, you know, like.
That's right.
Oh, shoot.
But yeah, so that was my brunch this week. Oh, and I always have black coffee, black iced coffee, specifically, from Dunkin' Donuts. Starbucks sucks.
All right, and hailing from the port city of Cleveland, Sean Evans, what did you have for brunch today?
I just had black coffee from Starbucks, actually, so. Tyler. Look at me. You can't eat clothes. I guess I could be a moth, but you know, it still doesn't work out that well, so.
I mean, this is 2 weeks in a row that your brunch has been nothing but coffee.
I love it. It's good stuff. I'm preparing to move to Portland. That's basically what I'm trying to say.
You're taking up that Portland diet.
Mm-hmm.
Some say that Cincinnati is going to be the new Portland.
Some say that every city is going to be the new Portland. Portland is the new Portland. But that's not what we're here to talk about tonight. Tonight is actually kind of a blast for the past episode. We're going to be talking about rock band, skateboarding, and pizza, or basically what the three of us all did together in Tyler's basement in high school. And so with that, I'll let Tyler kick it off, and we can talk about Rock Band.
Okay, so Rock Band 4 was announced recently. Rock Band is a game that Rock Band and Guitar Hero is a game that we sort of as a group enjoyed for a pretty long period of time. Specifically, Guitar Hero 2, and then Rock Band we kind of skipped over 3 and all the other Rock Bands. But so they announced the 4th one, and I wanted to know if you're excited for this, and if you're not, what would make you excited? And who is this for? Because I have to ask that question every week.
Okay, so I am excited. I really am. I loved our massive rhythm game phase where we just all got together at your house and played lots of rhythm-based games. I think it was a good kind of passive entertainment, which when you're in small groups, not like throwing a party or something, quality passive entertainment is kind of hard to come by, and so I really like the games for that. Who is this for? I think it's going to be really popular with high schoolers who have a lot of downtime, which is kind of why we played the first one so much. But I have actually been considering if I would buy this since you sent us the launch video, and I think I would. I don't own a console at the moment, but I think one of my roommates next year is going to own one, and if he does, I'll totally buy Rock Band for it. I miss it a lot, actually, and I think it'll be a fun thing to do when people are over.
Right. That was also another question: is if you plan to purchase it. If you're not planning on purchasing it, what would make you want to purchase it? John?
Oh, yeah, I'm excited too. I can't say that I will be purchasing it because I don't own a video game system, and because I don't really play video games that much. But I do like to go to people's houses and play it. I really enjoy doing that. That was the same with Guitar Hero. Interesting side note I think that you guys probably remember this, but I actually was not allowed to own Guitar Hero when I was in high school and younger in high school because I was told by my parents that I wouldn't use the restroom. I would play it all the time, and they were concerned for my safety and well-being. So
it was going to be the World of Warcraft episode of South Park.
Oh, that's exactly it. It was just like a skinny, pale, pasty white kid standing in front of a PS2, just like clicking away, and then
Mother!
Right. Just Wolf Mother over and over, just like until it's just like tattooed on your brain.
That was Danzig, but Wolf Mother is also an
Oh
acceptable.
no, yeah, no. I mean, I know that's Danzig. I just like that was Wolf Mother. It was what we played all the time. So.
Yeah.
I think the audience. I would expand it from Taylor. I think it's any like. I think now we're moving into legacy video games where people who were our age and grew up with video games are going to buy these games and have them play with their kids. Kind of like Star Wars. You know, Star Wars gets passed on. Everybody kind of loves it. I shouldn't say everybody kind of loves it because I wouldn't fall in that category. But like people pass it on to their kids, and I kind of like that. I could see this and moving away from now that there'll be older kids that maybe watched their parents play this or had older siblings that played this. I could see this as kind of a family game now, where you could have like this almost Jackson Family band-esque kind of like everybody kind of gathers around Rock Band and plays. That would be really cool. I'd be really excited to see that. So yeah, not to mention parties because everybody loves playing Rock Band at parties.
It's important to note that this is going to be Rock Band and not Guitar Hero, so that means that there's going to be more of a focus on the instrumentation of the band rather than like the precision and the like high skill that Guitar Hero became known for. So I think that's really important, especially in sort of like this time frame that we're in right now, where I don't know. I just don't think that. I think the time of like us admiring like Slash and those people has kind of like come and gone. I think we're more. I don't know. I just think that it's a better idea, but also like they didn't. I think they lost the rights to Guitar Hero anyway.
Oh,
but
maybe.
Either way, I would say Rock Band would be the game to release now.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I think gaming is becoming a lot more of a social experience now that it's a bit more mainstreamed. Like, you don't get made fun of for playing video games anymore. Sarah says that her family played the original Rock Band together, which is really awesome. I showed my mom Rock Band one time when we loaded Tyler's instruments into his car and brought it over to my house for a night. And my mom did not get it. She was like, wait, I'm supposed to like hit these buttons and it's not a real guitar? And I think we forget sometimes that when those games came out, like musicians everywhere were pissed. They were so mad because it wasn't playing real instruments. I remember
Greg was really mad about that. I remember him saying like if kids spent half the time that they did playing Guitar Hero as they did sitting down and learning how to play guitar, we'd have like a crazy rock scene in America right now with everybody who was, really good at guitar.
Yeah. I remember the way I actually got into the Flaming Lips, who are now like one of my top 10 bands, is that Wayne Coyne, in defense of that, took a Guitar Hero controller, pulled it apart, put synthesizers into it, and made it a playable instrument. And
there was also a South Park episode, obviously, because the South Park episode about everything that was why Greg was mad.
Yeah.
Basically.
So with the South Park thing again, this season on South Park, when they talk about kids are watching people play video games on YouTube instead of sitting in the living room and playing video games themselves, do you think this is going to pull people back out into the living room? Because, I mean, that was a big part of it for us, was that we all had to sit in the same room together to play that game.
Well, I mean, yes. But also, I mean, we've been kind of having the board game renaissance that, I'm a pretty big part of. And I feel like that's also been bringing people, away from the computer or like away from like online like gaming or whatever. So I would say it's not really so much like console, like sort of like AAA console gaming that's really like getting people to like interact with each other. Because I actually went to a birthday party the other day, or like the other week, and his wife got him an Xbox One and like Battlefield or whatever, like in like Halo, whatever shooter games. And so it was just like two people like sitting there playing against each other in like a one-on-one like offline like thing, and then like four other people like sitting there just watching. I'm like, this isn't fun at all. This is stupid. Because it's like those consoles are hardly even made for co-op anymore, because they want to have all the detail, and like it kind of like compromises like the playability of the game when you have like this big X and you're like, look at that, look how much of the screen you can see. Nothing.
That's a really good point.
Right. So I think that, I mean, obviously Rock Band is a game that's almost ideal for playing with people, and so yes, your question. Yes.
I like all the things that Harmonix did in terms, like when I was watching the video that you posted, Tyler.
Yeah.
Which we'll link to in the show notes, viewers. By the way, viewers, feel free to send in your thoughts on this in the Q&A box or tweet at us at Dudes Brunch. Sorry, I had to plug.
Oh
that.
No, totally cool. Yes, please watch the video. It's really cool. I kind of like that they listen to everybody. Oh wow, when they said like, okay, well, what do you guys want? Like besides like what new songs? Like, do you want to have your old instruments work? Do you want to have your old songs come over? Do you want to see old songs from old games? Like what features did you like and what did you not like? Would you like to see interplay between systems or something like that?
Right.
Like that's really cool that they took that into consideration. I think they were right too in saying it's time for this game again.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people bought all of our game. They bought literally everything. That's sweet.
Well, it's important to note that. I think it's important to note that they're developing it independently, which means that they don't have to worry about whoever overwatching them, like the big like publishers. So they really get to make the game that they want to make. So I think that's really important. Which is also another that's the reason why the rhythm genre sort of died. Eventually, is because they just got oversaturated. And I think that it's also a really good time to make this game because online content is much more accessible than it was. Like when the Xbox 360 came out, like I don't know how many, like 8 years ago. So we've gone through quite a bit of change since then. But so that was also sort of, I was going to counter Taylor's point in that I don't know if it is for teenagers or like people that are 13, 14, 15, 16 right now. I definitely think it's for a much older audience. The people that do already own the equipment and have played the games already. I think it's almost like building upon the fan base and kind of expanding it in that direction and going for like an older demographic.
Okay, that's fair.
But
I think it's going to largely depend on the song choice and the marketing.
Right. Because I don't know what kids listen to nowadays. It's probably not what I listen to.
So let's get into that then. I mean, we can't talk.
How old are you?
Yeah, how old are you?
How old are you?
They listen to that Childish Gambino and
That's pretty good. He's not bad.
But no, let's talk about it though. Let's say, what do we want in the new Rock Band? Because since Rock Band 1, when we kind of fell off the wagon, so to speak, Rock Band 2 and 3 had big catalogs. They introduced downloadable songs. You had Beatles Rock Band, which personally is my favorite, not because it's Beatles, but because it relied so heavily on the band model. And you even had like harmonics in the vocals where you had to match your pitches, and I thought that was super cool. But then you also had DJ Hero and like the kinds of stuff that only happened because that genre was saturated. I don't know.
Well,
do you think we're going to stick to just band-based rock songs? Are they going to put EDM in this one? Like, where is this going to go?
I think they're going to go down something kind of eclectic just because of... I remember I was at a music store a couple months ago. I was trying to sell a drum set that I had, an extra one. And the guy said, we're really not buying drum sets anymore because people really aren't using drummers anymore. A lot of people are using drum machines and stuff instead of hiring a drummer to come out and play this stuff. And part of me at first was kind of like insulted, like, you're kind of right, there's not really drums anymore. But then I thought, when you listen to like tech rock, there are still drum parts, and there have been really huge advances lately in terms of electronic drum sets. So you're not just stuck to the acoustic anymore. You can get on your affordable Roland drum set. I mean, it's going to set you back like $1,200 still, but like you can make all these new sounds. You can do all this new stuff, and I think that those instruments are still being used out there, and you can still plug those into a kind of rock band model. So
that's fair. I mean, and you're seeing also different arrangements of songs in the live format. If you watch Childish Gambino, for example, live, he has a full guitar-based band backing him instead of a DJ. So, I don't know. I mean, I guess you can play some of this on a rock band format, but I would question
how fun it's going to be.
Yeah. I guess that's my thing. But what do you want to see in the game? Like, what songs are everybody stoked about?
I did a quick Google, and I feel like Gaslight Anthem should be in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
1,000 times yes.
Yeah.
I just want to see what they put in it. I don't I'm just curious to see if they go really eclectic, or if it's kind of like homogenous in terms of alternative rock music with a little bit of something mixed in just for flavor.
It was pretty alt-rock heavy in the original versions. We have a tweet from Catherine saying Amplitude was her favorite rhythm game. I'm not familiar.
I'm not either. She's probably gonna get mad at me because I don't. She's probably told me about it and I don't remember it.
There's apparently going to be a new one soon, so maybe we're going to see a double rise of rhythm games.
Yeah.
So
well, didn't Guitarsmith just put out a new one too? I thought Guitarsmith just put out a new.
Rocksmith?
Yeah, that's it. I mean, Rocksmith.
Well, I think they just release content on Steam or digitally, and so they're just constantly releasing new stuff through that. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm interested to see what comes of it.
I mean, okay, so I guess since we're kind of like, well, we'll just see what they do. It seems like that Harmonix has kind of stuck with the like School of Rock sort of like style, where it's like, you know, it's AC/DC, you know, Aerosmith, like the classics. You know, it's very like feels like Jack Black, the video game. So
I would say Rolling Stone magazine, the video game, not Jack Black, the video game.
Whatever, you know what I mean. It's very like rock and roll, you know. But like, is that a thing that people like, kind of like gel with anymore? It feels like it's kind of like kind of decreased, I think, over time.
I think it's more that the pop music, top 40 pop, is going away from that. But the music market is so big and so diverse now that we, the three of us, can exist in a really massive rock scene that has nothing to do with the top 40 charts for the most part. I mean,
and have new stuff all the time, like constantly trying to get on top of what's going on. I feel like there's stuff that came out like 3 years ago, and I'm like, I love this band. I never heard of this. What the hell?
Yeah, I was out with a friend last night, and it was just this constant back and forth of, well, did you hear the new Prince single? Did you hear the new Muse single? Did you hear this? Did you hear this? It's like that Portlandia sketch. There's just so much music now that I think Rock Band has enough to do whatever they want. It's just a question of the audience they want to go for.
I'm just trying to find like what that style is. Is that like what is the, I guess the look and feel is sort of still like that faux Portland like plaid sort of look, but it's like that doesn't feel cool, you know. It doesn't feel like cool in the way that like Guitar Hero felt, where it's like tattoos and like dragons and like double neck guitars, you know, like what's gonna bring people, what's gonna get them hyped about it? If
something that's eclectic, I think. Something that's you know, it has singles, but it's still something that, you know, it will draw on a wide audience.
Will Rock Band bring back that style?
I don't know.
I think it can only do as much as its audience is willing to give it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you say, you put a question in the notes that you haven't asked yet, but I'm going to jump ahead of you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Saying that Rock Band kind of defined our musical taste, and will that happen again? Which I think is the question you're asking now, kind of in a roundabout way.
Right.
I don't know that Rock Band really defined our musical taste. It just solidified what we already liked.
Well, I would definitely say maybe Guitar Hero did, because I mean, you best believe that you put out when Guitar Hero 2 came out, there were kids that, or I guess also 3, like Dragon Force, like I'm sure their like record sales just skyrocketed because everyone was like, that song is the best song ever,
Yeah, and I think you're right, but I think the majority of the catalog is still going to be stuff that people already know. I mean, some of the most fun things in Rock Band 1, at least, were the songs that everybody knew, and so even somebody who'd never played the game before could come in and do vocals.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like the gateway drug to playing the game. I think like Sweet Home Alabama was on that game.
It was Freebird.
Oh, it was Freebird, that's right. I know Blitzkrieg Bop by the Ramones was on there, which was always fun with people who had never played the game before. I think you have to put those accessible gateway songs in,
right,
and then you can put in all of the deep cuts. It's just like a DJ set or running a radio show.
Right, and that's kind of like what I'm trying to get at is like, what are those? They've covered everything.
like
what
what are the songs that everybody knows that will be on that game? That you think will be like the starter, the foundations of the game?
Yeah.
Something with Fall Out Boy.
Yeah, there's going to be something off of one of the later 2 Fall Out Boy records, probably like Thanks for the Memories.
Fun will be on there. M83 will be on
there.
There
you go. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be fun.
Pumped Up Kicks will be on there.
There you go.
The song I have stuck in my head right now that I'd like to see on there that I think would be a good example of what I was talking about earlier with drums would be Only by Nine Inch Nails.
Yeah, that was in one of them, though.
Was it
that was in the first one.
Never mind. So
do a Florence and the Machine.
Yeah.
Some sweet like 3-year-old like hits.
I think you're going to get Mumford & Sons on there, which is going to let them play with the vocal harmonies.
Because nothing boosts your indie folk cred like a righteous banjo solo.
Excuse me, that's Irish folk revival. That is not. That is. There's a big difference there, sir.
Other things that are going to be on there: Arcade Fire.
Yes.
Edward Sharpe.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sarah's right. Sweet Disposition by Temper Trap.
Yes.
Talk about a vocal that people across this country are going to butcher.
Sex is on Fire. That better be on there. I'm going to be so mad. I had to listen to that bull crap for long enough, so...
I mean, while we're at it, let's just put The Reason by Hoobastank on there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, good point. Again, from Sarah, Justin Timberlake. Totally counts.
Yeah.
Suit and Tie is going to be on there. Or Mirrors. Probably Mirrors. It's got a more pronounced guitar lead.
The joke is that these are probably already DLC for one of the other rock bands. We're like, oh, I think this sounds good. But...
Okay, so what song do you not want on this game? Because everybody has to have like one song that they just don't want to play.
Wonderwall. Hey. Wonderwall. I don't want to see that song. I want to see another cut off of that album because that was one. Okay, so that album for me is just like hit after hit after hit after hit. That entire album is good songs. Not Wonderwall.
I don't
It's good,
want.
just don't put it on there.
I don't want anything from Imagine Dragons in this game, and I know.
Oh, that's gonna be it. Absolutely, absolutely.
Don't want it.
You said it now. It's
Already
out there in the universe for people to pick up, so it's done. It's on.
Oh, I will play the obligatory Weezer song before I play.
Beverly Hills? You'll play Beverly Hills. The only song. Okay, okay. What would you rather do? What would you rather do? Listen to Beverly Hills for 24 hours straight, or play Radioactive on Rock Band 24 hours straight?
That's the worst question ever.
Presupposing you're conscious after playing at least a significant portion of time.
You know, I would go with Radioactive on Rock Band, but only because you can do really stupid, bad karaoke things during that vocal.
There you go.
Like singing in the screechy howl. Yeah. Tyler, what don't you want to see in the game? And then we can keep going.
You said Imagine Dragons, and that sounds pretty close to what.
You mean you're excited to play fun?
I don't. Yes, actually. No, I'm sorry. My good music brain has just gone out the window because my coworkers this entire week have made me listen to Nickelback and Flyleaf because that was a band that existed 10 years ago.
Hey, they can feel you all around them.
John, do you feel like a man when you push her around?
All right, we're done.
No.
We're done. Cut!
Taylor, let's go to yours. Let's go. We spent a lot of time on that topic.
We knocked that out of the water. Okay, so keeping with our middle school, high school flashback topics tonight, I want to talk about DIY skateboarding. I sent a really cool video. It'll be linked in the show notes. It starts out with these guys on a river, and they paddle their boat onto shore and then carry it into a parking lot, and it becomes a ramp, and they start skating on it. And then there's just all of these DIY constructed skateboarding props. And it reminded me of Skatopia, which a lot of people know as a level in Tony Hawk, but it's actually a non-profit DIY skate park that exists just north of where I live here in Athens, Ohio. And it's pretty well known for being an accessible place where anyone can go skate and also mingle with pro skaters and get noticed by that scene. And so I kind of want to talk about the skateboarding scene and how it meshes with other scenes. But before that, how cool was that video? I mean,
2 thumbs all the way up.
I want a train ramp that I can live inside. My tiny house train ramp.
Oh, that
there was a train car with a house in it that had a ramp on the top, and it was so cool.
Gotta get one of those.
What?
And
Just 3 non-skateboarders talk about skateboarding.
If anybody watching,
I think I know what one of those landboards does.
If anybody watching the skateboards and we say something dumb, please call us out on it because.
Oh, we're going to say something dumb.
I dropped in one time and fell flat on my face, and that was the end of skateboarding for me. I just hung out with the skater kids and played a lot of Grand Theft Auto.
I'm surprised I have knees. We'll just put it that way. I spent a lot of time
just getting your
busting my
knees
kneecaps up on cement, trying to get things.
Tyler, did you ever try to skateboard?
No.
Really?
Absolutely not. No, it would have been probably something I would have loved to do, but I grew up in a little small street that had a gravel fucking road, so I couldn't actually skateboard or anything, and my parents are very protective of me, so they probably just would have strongly disagreed with it. I had a bike. I biked a little bit, not extreme biking, regular biking.
Yeah. There's this great video I'll also link in the show notes with Matt and Kim where they talk about how their entry into punk and DIY and all of this was through skateboarding and watching skate videos because they didn't have the internet to hear about all these cool bands, but they would hear a song in a skate video and be like, oh, that's really cool, who is Minor Threat? And then figure out what Minor Threat was. I feel the same way about the Tony Hawk games and skateboarding culture almost. That really shaped my understanding of music and street art and a lot of things. Are you guys
Tony Hawk games did have good soundtracks.
They had the best soundtracks.
They were really good and really well thought out. I didn't really take video game soundtracks seriously until I think it was one of the NBA 2K games had a really good one. I listened all the way through. I was like, wow, that was pretty good. And Tony Hawk, I remember, if it wasn't for Tony Hawk, I wouldn't know who Motorhead was.
See, for me, it's the Hold Steady, and you're Motorhead, really?
Yep.
I didn't play any Tony Hawk games.
Really?
Come at me.
Any Tony Hawk games?
No. I was like, this is dumb. I don't skateboard. I don't understand why I want to do this.
So you fell into punk music and the whole scene without skateboarding at all?
That's right. I didn't even like Sum 41 for like most of my life.
I still don't like Sum 41.
Well,
So
well, you can...
come at me.
Listen, there's like one album. There's like one or two albums. That's it.
I mean, I don't know. I just feel like skateboarding, even though I could never skate, I just really appreciated the scene.
Yeah.
And
I
that
think
kind of
it was like the cool counterculture, you know, like it was the skaters. They like the thing about all the things that skating has though. Skating has a fashion
hmm
that's like mainstream. You know, go to your local mall, kids. I promise you, there's gonna be a skater section or your skater store in there somewhere. You know, like in the mall that I work at, we have two. It's crazy. They have longboards, they have shortboards, they have all this stuff. They have this whole industry built around them. And I think I heard too one time, like side fact that BMX. I know that this is a different thing. Sorry, but like they were the ones that set the standard in terms of lenses that are used on cameras. Or they were the ones that got like personal cameras made or something like that.
yeah, I mean, things like
That they
GoPro
pushed
only exist because of things like the X Games.
Right.
But
So I
nothing
think they've
says...
done a lot.
Go ahead, Tyler. What
Nothing
you
says
saying?
what.
I was gonna make a snarky quip that says nothing says anti-authoritarianism like shopping at a mall.
Yeah, I mean, the skateboard culture was always kind of like rebellious while also hanging out at the mall.
Mm-hmm.
But the other thing that I really loved about skating, and I think this was especially true, I guess it's true now, and it was true like when I was first paying attention to it, but it comes and goes. Skating has always been really accepting of different types of cultures. You know, you have skaters that rap and skaters that are punks and skaters of all different socioeconomic backgrounds, racial backgrounds. And I think a lot of other subcultures aren't really like that. They can't really fluidly move the way that skating has through tons of different types of people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think while my skater friends ended up being some pretty awful people, there were a lot of really cool skateboard people. And I would never like generalize about skaters based on...
That didn't sound like what you just said.
Detailed
No, what
in-
you just said definitely generalized skaters.
I mean, no, I think like the skaters that I knew also were from our hometown. I mean, you guys know how that was. There were a lot of people that just never made it out and never really devoted themselves even to skating. I mean, some of those guys really got into skating and they're doing really well and they're like sponsored and skating competitions and like make money. And that's awesome. I think that's sweet. But I think skating also sometimes gets a bad rep for people that aren't super into it and just kind of, I don't know, drag the scene down.
Sorry, I'm flipping through Skatopia's design section and their products, and I'm not impressed. Come at me.
Yeah, they need some graphic design assistance, that's for sure.
And also, this website's like from like the 1990s, but I guess that's DIY for you.
I mean,
Ain't nobody doing it but yourself.
So, I mean, that's all I've got on skateboarding unless anybody else has anything.
Oh,
Good topic. Watch the video,
Well-
guys. It's really cool. Sorry.
but I mean, to the actual point, I think you were trying to make about that video was that I mean, I think it's pretty cool that you can like. I was really surprised that that boat was also a ramp.
Mm-hmm. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, I mean that's takes a big commitment, and that's certainly like showcases like a lifestyle, and I don't know. It certainly seemed like more
Dedicated than
Yeah.
you're used to seeing.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that was a question that I put down, but we haven't gotten to yet, I guess. Is dedication the thing that separates skateboarders from other related scenes? Because it's tough. Like, it takes a lot of skill.
what is a adjacent scene or
Well, I mean,
activity that
we
you
go
would
to
be?
we all go to the sorts of concerts that skate is associated with some of the bands we listen to, like Sum 41 and I don't know, Blink, and a lot of the punk bands we listen to, some of the conscious hip hop stuff that Sean and I listen to.
Mumford and Sons.
So planned. But do you think that like the people that just go to shows like we do and talk about them on the internet, is there a different dedication level there than the people who are out like busting their knees open on the concrete?
I mean, yes.
I mean, what is it? What is the difference between dedication and doing something that you really like to do?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I can see. I know that there's probably a lot of people out there that have day jobs that are like killer skaters on the weekends and at night after they get off work and stuff like that. You know, like I guess.
Some people skateboard for a living. Some people are amateur armchair pop culture critics for a living.
Right.
That's right.
And really bad at it, like Taylor.
Hey, he's probably the best one out of us. If
Yeah,
we
he
had
is.
to,
He wore a collar to work today.
I did. I'm getting corporate. Okay. I think now is as good a time as any to actually talk about corporate lobbying and pizza.
Can I get on my topic?
Yeah,
Pizza
let's
Party
do
Patriots?
it.
Okay.
At this point, ladies and gentlemen, if you have any feelings at all, please tweet them to us. Hashtag pizza for brunch. Pizza for brunch. This is a serious issue, you guys, and we really just want to raise awareness. With that, political scientist Sean Evans.
Okay. Well, I'm going to open up my screen and show you guys a little diagram real fast while I'm talking. So when I was completing my master's, I did public policy, learned a lot about it. It's pretty cool. I like to nerd out with it. And I was reading this article online this week. It was done through Bloomberg. It was awful. I'm sorry. When his writing was just not that good in explaining the story, so I wanted to share more because I thought it was so interesting that like all of us love pizza, and this is just really interesting in terms of pizza and public policy. And so I made this little diagram, this little chart, to explain how the process works. So basically what we're talking about here is how the pizza industry has changed itself into being regarded as almost kind of government-like and sustained. So in my timeline here, the original, I don't know, enemy of pizza, was this, and I wouldn't say they're really enemies as much as they are like public interest minded, was the Center for Science and Public Interest, pizza haters.
Those pizza haters.
Yeah, pizza haters. And they wanted to target a group, they wanted to target the FDA, which is right here, which is my targeted legislation body. And they wanted to do two things. They wanted to make a calorie count inside of restaurants to show you how much pizza you were consuming, and they wanted to provide better standards for nutrition for school lunches because they're subsidized by the government, especially in low-income areas, rural and urban, as well as suburban, pretty much everywhere. I mean, those are the three categories. But the pizza industry wasn't going to take it. They weren't going to do it. So they created the two groups, and these two groups happened organically. Good food pun there. There's the Fresh Pizza Lobby, which are companies like Pizza Hut, Domino's, Little Caesars, all your little pizza chains, and then there's the Frozen
Little
Pizza
Caesars
Lobby.
is fresh, by the way.
Right here. This segment is sponsored by Little Caesars, by the way. Fresh pizza all the time. And then there's the Frozen Pizza Lobby, which are the people that, in this case, will be the people that sell frozen pizza to schools. Swan Food was one that was named in the article, so I just kind of stuck with that for simplicity. And after that, we have the countering points. So these are the points that these companies made to Congress, to federal legislators, policymakers, and bureaucrats, saying, like, this is why we can't do these. We should protect pizza. So in terms of the calorie count, the Fresh Pizza Lobby, Domino's, Pizza Hut, etc., said that if they had to put calorie counts on pizzas, people would never eat pizzas because 2 slices of pizza is about 800 calories, which is a little bit under half of your daily intake for 2 slices of pizza, which is really interesting because 1 in 6 Americans eats pizza every single day. So there must probably be like 12 people that don't eat pizza, so I can have it twice a day. The other one that they wanted to do is they wanted regulations to stop hurting. They said that regulations hurt local businesses like your franchised Pizza Hut, because if people knew that they were going to get a lot of calories, they wouldn't spend the money on a 2,000 calorie for 4 slices of pizza. They would rather go get something like a salad. And, you know, who wants that? You don't want your business going away.
I'm gonna go get a burger. No.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. A Big Mac and a Diet Coke. So Swan Foods of the frozen pizza lobby, they wanted to create. Their regulation that the science and public interest wanted to do was they wanted to control how much tomato sauce was on pizza. So that was how, you know, I don't remember if you guys remember this a few years ago, there was a big thing where pizza was considered a vegetable. That was because pizza met the guidelines for how much tomatoes were in one serving of pizza, which was considered a vegetable now because it wasn't really considered a vegetable as much as pizza was considered a serving of vegetables because of how much tomato sauce was in there. And that was put into the Affordable Health Care Act, or the Affordable Care Act of 2009, 2010, known as Obamacare. So, yeah, it's kind of like a long story. There really isn't any winners and losers, per se, of the whole pizza debate. But I just think, like, this is really crazy that something like pizza is so, like, political.
See, and I'm going to stop you right there, Sean, because I think pizza has to be political.
Okay, go for it.
Because I think pizza is a vegetable, obviously, because the government says it is. And because it's got tomatoes in it. And tomatoes, are they a vegetable?
I think
Or are they a fruit? And if they're a fruit and or a vegetable, that means that pizza is a fruit and or a vegetable. Pizza is also bread, right? And pizza is meat, and pizza is cheese. I say, why stop there? Why not pizza, I don't know, be dessert or brunch? Why can't we eat pizza for brunch? Is there brunch pizza? There probably is. You can put anything on pizza. You could put policy on pizza if people would eat it. Or, you know, you could just put policy on pizza anyway.
All that
say, hashtag pizza for brunch. We need pizza for everything. Everybody loves it. It's obviously good for you because it's fruits and vegetables, and it supports local business. As far as I'm concerned, pizza could run for office and get more done than this Congress.
Pizza's got my vote. I don't really care. Like, just run.
Exactly.
That's why we should start the Pizza Party Patriots, because pizza, you know, we don't need. I don't understand when we're hating on pizza. I mean, I know that it's okay. So calorically, maybe it's not a good choice. But what does pizza do?
When has that ever stopped us?
Pizza is a soul food. Like, pizza is something that not only does it comfort you, but it gives you the energy to do things like skateboard or listen to music or, you know, watch videos on YouTube.
Banjo solo.
Right, exactly. Go get more pizzas. Just do it.
What I'm hearing then is a vote for pizza is a vote for America and a vote to strengthen our economy.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
to make us feel better. And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, we here at Dudes Brunch are starting a union. You can follow us on Twitter at Pizza Union PR. It'll be linked in the show notes. We are unionizing in support of pizza. Hashtag pizza for brunch. Hashtag pizza for the people. We're going to do it. We're going to bring pizza to everyone. And if you don't like it, then you obviously work for McDonald's.
Speaking of which, did you know there are at least 2 McDonald's still in existence that serve pizza?
There are,
Really?
and
One of them is in
very
Ohio.
close to me. Yeah.
Where?
I believe it's either in Nelsonville or Logan. I haven't figured out. If anybody wants to look it up and tweet it at us, I will go and eat McDonald's pizza
I
For
know
the cause.
specifically because someone took photos that I'm friends with.
Thanks, internets.
That's right.
For the cause, I will order McDonald's pizza.
It's only $3.
Probably not. But pizza for brunch, people.
Experienced McPizza.
Why does that make everything legitimate for that company? The McPizza, the McBurger, the Mc blah blah blah. The Shamrock Shake sounds
apparently.
The McPodcast.
They probably have that. Don't say
maybe-
that. Take that back. Bleep that out when you edit this so we don't get sued.
Oh no. But what if? Oh, see, the only problem with lobbying for pizza is that we don't get the McDonald's support and we can't put McDude's Brunch on the front of the podcast.
Oh, okay.
But you know what? That is a price I am willing to pay. I will write pizza in on my ballot in 2016 because a vote for Frank Underwood is a vote for America Works, but a vote for pizza is a vote for America.
That's exactly right.
So I realize Taylor's on his soapbox right now, but
You're right, I am.
if I could be real for a second, we're talking about a bunch of pizza companies that are like, listen, here's a lot of money. Pizza's a vegetable, okay?
Right.
Okay.
No, exactly. No, and just to get on Tyler's point, in the article she mentions this, that over the past 2 election cycles, general elections, presidential elections, the American pizza community, which is the Fresh Pizza Lobby, Pizza Hut, Domino's, Little Caesars, blah blah blah, they have spent over $1.5 million lobbying congressmen and the bureaucratic offices in the executive to keep pizza a vegetable.
And supporting Republicans.
Right. Oh yeah. 1.3 billion goes to Republicans, which is, it kind of blew my mind. Like, I was
the
like,
axis of evil.
wow, they really love Republicans. I mean,
can you blame them though? I mean, who eats more pizza? The Midwest
or Chris Christie?
New York?
I don't know. Probably both, because nothing goes better with pop punk than pizza.
Tyler.
Where does pizza not infiltrate? Like, where is there a place that's like, no, we don't do pizza?
Exactly. It's the most quintessentially American thing, right behind binge watching on Netflix. I don't see what the problem is. I really don't. I think we should put all of our money into pizza. You know what? We could make our money in pizza.
We could back our currency with pizza.
Yeah, I don't see why not. It seems like a great idea.
In pizza we trust.
In pizza we trust.
Thanks for making about 20 Tumblr text posts, Taylor.
You bet. Any day. If somebody wants to start a pizza advocacy Tumblr, I will be right there, selectively reblogging only your best posts.
Nothing against you. You just want the best for your blog.
I just want the best for my blog. And with that, I think let's talk about Sean's blog and the winner of last week's trivia.
Oh, did somebody win? Did somebody win?
Yeah, they did, actually. Zach Peralt, friend of the show, Zach Peralt, who interacts with us pretty often and is going to be working with us to hopefully have Audio Dudes Brunch be a thing in the coming weeks. So audio podcasters, you can listen to us in your car or while you work out or while you're not doing work in your office job.
Or eating pizza.
Or eating pizza, the true American pastime.
Freedom.
Even better than baseball.
While listening to pop punk.
Yes. Hashtag pizza for pop punk. Anyway, yes, Zach won the trivia, and his favorite post on Sean's blog, phmakesfsound.tumblr.com, was, be the Leslie Knope of whatever you do. And I think this podcast is the Leslie Knope of pizza politics. I really do. We should get together some binders. We should make some banners.
I strongly disagree, and I like the picture of all the old ladies with their black hats standing in line.
Yeah, Tyler did repost that, which is a pretty big deal.
Sean posts some weird black and white stuff, and I don't get it.
Sean's Tumblr is surprisingly sad for someone as funny as he is. So if you need to feel sad or ironically post sad things to your Tumblr so that your followers don't think that you're actually happy and kick you out of Tumblr,
Or love The Simpsons.
go to Sean's blog. PH makes the S sound for all of your Simpsons and token sad post needs. And with that, I think it's time to do shameless plugs.
I like my plug. No, we should do news. Let's do news real fast.
Oh, let's do news? Okay, let's do news.
So, big news this week. We've already kind of mentioned it a little bit, that Muse had a new single come out. Check it out. It's pretty neat.
Wait, what happened?
They had a new single come out. They put a new music video out with it, too.
Who did?
Muse.
Oh, Muse, okay.
Yeah, Greg sent it to me over a text message. I liked it. Him and I were having a little discussion about what it actually means. So I would be curious if anybody on the podcast watches it and they want to tweet us or Facebook us what they think the video means. I'd appreciate it, because I said that I thought it was about Greek austerity. He seemed to think it was about politics in the Middle East. If you have any theories, let us know. I don't think anybody's right or anybody's wrong. So maybe you have something that's really awesome that is the right answer, and that'd be really cool.
That certainly sounds heavy, regardless of what it's about.
Yeah, it kind of. Okay, so Greg and I thought it kind of harkens back to Absolution. When you listen to it, I think you'll be pretty surprised at how much it doesn't sound like Third Law or Second Law. Is that what
Second Law?
I like the space opera of Knights of Sidonia.
Yeah.
I just thought it was a boring song. I thought the themes were overused. I thought the riff was really lame. Thought it was boring.
Hashtag wrecked.
Haters gotta hate. That's what.
I'll just stay here and listen to All Day. All day.
Oh.
As in, like, I'm going to listen to the song all day on repeat forever.
Oh. Is that like explaining your food puns when you're a segment of the show?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Pretty much.
And the other single, shameless plug for Bunbury again, is Tame Impala put out their new single. It's about 8 minutes long, and they're gonna have a new album coming out probably before Bunbury. Pitchfork totally trashed their single. I mean,
which means everyone else is gonna love it.
They raked it through the coals. It was pretty awful. I didn't think that was the case. I think that they're going in a new direction too, which is really cool. So just give both of them a listen and let us know what you think. So
yeah, I am gonna listen to the Tame Impala single as soon as we get off this call.
No, I should probably do that too.
Yeah. Okay. Shameless plugs. Tyler, what you got?
Wait, hold on. I have one last funny story. Okay, so we're all familiar with Meerkat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Taylor, you should go ahead and explain Meerkat real quick.
Meerkat in one sentence. Meerkat is a live streaming video app that is built on the backbone of microblogging service Twitter.
Here you go. Okay, so basically, you take your mobile device and you just immediately start streaming. And so I was falling to sleep last night, and so I got an update from Meerkat, which for some reason they let me know when people go live, even if I'm not specifically following them. And it was one of the people that makes really good video game content, and I watched him figure out how to use Meerkat in real life, and it's like everyone's first Meerkat stream is they're like, "Whoa, am I live right now? What is this?" And I'm like, "Hey." He's like, "Tyler Reed, designer, illustrator." He's just freaked out. He's like, "Are people watching me?" And it was magical because I just got a little tour of his basement studio, and then he turned on the Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack, and he sung a little bit while he was just kind of taking his little mobile device around. I'm like, if I get nothing else out of this app, it was just this beautiful moment of someone learning. It was just so Pure. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how far Meerkat will go as like an app, and they're like, well, people are using it, I think, pretty effectively, but I'm like, that's all I need. I got what I wanted out of it. I could look at some guy's basement that I like his content of. So.
I mean, I got to watch Tony Hawk skateboard in his backyard. Mark Hoppus walked me through his new bass rig. I watched Gary Vaynerchuk get ready for a keynote. I'm having a lot of fun with Meerkat. I think it's really great. I would Meerkat some of our preparation for this show, but it's surprisingly boring, and I don't think anyone would care.
I don't know about that, but...
It just depends on the week.
Right, of course.
All right, so we're getting pretty close to the hour. I want to make sure the children can get home safely and meet their bedtime.
It was just a beautiful experience I had, and I wanted to share it.
Something here. Tyler, what do you have to plug?
What was that?
That was me.
Sean saying,
"Oh." Oh, I thought it sounded like a whooping. Right. Well, I started my job at Chipotle this week, so I didn't make anything. But
But burritos.
Yeah,
delicious, tasty
burritos.
breakfast burritos.
Yeah. I learned how to chop. I learned how to cut vegetables properly. I learned how to cut lettuce, jalapenos, and onions, and bell peppers.
This is a plug, not a journal entry.
Dear Diary, move apathetic.
And if you get that reference, you are old school internet.
You're Sean Kelly.
I'm going to find that video, and I'm going to put it in the show notes.
But no, I actually just got off a call not too long ago about doing some work with a board game cafe in Berkeley, California.
Oh, cool.
So as that kind of develops, I can talk about that. But it's called Victory Point Cafe, and I can probably slap some a Twitter, some social media for them later. TDR design, basically everywhere.
California.
Get at me. Let's talk on Twitter. I'm tired of just talking to myself.
Sean, shameless plugs this week.
Check out my blog. I know that 2 of you did this week, at least, which is 2 more than last week, probably. But after everybody's comments on it, I think everybody need to change up the genre. Everyone's like, oh, it's depressing. All it is black and white themed. I don't understand.
I like it. I like the sadness.
Okay.
I think it just needs more. I think you need to post more.
More sadness?
Stuff. Yeah. You don't post enough, Sean.
You heard it right here. This is like Harmon X of Sean's blog. I talked to my customers, and they said, I want more sadness.
The Tumblr metagame is tough. You gotta be posted all the time. I want to see fresh Sean content every day. I want to get sad every day.
Can we just get GIFs of Betty Draper?
Oh, yeah. No, I'm working on that. I got some. I have stuff backed up, because sometimes I just go on these binges where I just all of my search terms, and I just backlog stuff, and then I just super post. Probably once a day, every other day or so. But so yeah, check me out on that. Check me out on Twitter. Shameless Plugs, people I don't know. Yeah, Sean and Merge. That's it. Out of my emo shell, I guess. If you guys haven't watched the Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt on Netflix, I just binge watched it. It was hilarious. John Hamm is in it. Surprisingly, I was just busting out laughing. Tina Fey writes it. It kind of reminds me of 30 Rock. She recycles a lot of the same characters out of it, but it's pretty good. So, yeah, that's everything from me.
Okay. Shameless plugs from me this week. I didn't write anything. I had a lot of work, so I don't really have any original content to plug. But follow me on Twitter, TC Olmstead. It's on the screen right now. I do some commentary on there and just general dumbness. And cool things to plug. I want to plug... I just had it. I just totally lost it. I don't know. Interact with us on the internet. That's what I want to plug. Let's go with that. Interact with the show. Interact with us individually. Tyler's right. We spend way too much time online talking to ourselves. This is social media. Be social. If you don't like the show, talk crap to us. Tell us the show sucks.
Please. Make fun of me. I talk too much, and my face is too close to the screen.
Yeah, we can take it. We're big boys. We can take your hate.
I'm not. I have a Tumblr with a bunch of depressing stuff on it, so please don't insult me. I have a very delicate psyche.
He'll just like passive aggressively write text posts about you on Tumblr. And with that, ladies and gentlemen.
No, Tyler, did you do a design this week?
No, I told you.
You liar! You told us 3 weeks ago that you were going to do one every single week, and you didn't even put out this week or last week.
I'm done. I canceled it. Project canceled. I got a job.
Tisk tisk.
I know.
All right.
That's where all good things go to die, I guess.
Yeah. Employment.
Yeah, how's Banana Republic, Sean?
It's pretty good. I like selling stuff to people.
Well, I like chocolate vegetables.
They look good in their nice suits.
Next week on Dude's Brunch, we all lose our jobs and become graphic designers. Until then, we'll see you all on social media, and have a wonderful week.
Bye! Kiss.